everyone, I'm Pawzy Puppy, and welcome to the 7th episode of the Pokesino Club podcast. This episode is a Pawzy Puppy solo, so I'll start with what's new with me. On November 11th, the day before Fusion Strike released, I ordered a Fusion Strike Build and Battle box, and as of recording, it is the 28th, and it still has not arrived, which I think is pretty outrageous. It does say 12 to 15 business days, and that time is expected, I think, somewhere early December. So, if you are ordering something from TCG Player, don't expect it to be quick. From my experience, they do not arrive fast, because they are sold usually by real people. And so, because of that, the real people have to get to a post office, put it in a box, but they have other orders too, so they can't do it day of order and ship it out the day of the order like Amazon can, because they've got bunches and bunches of people working 24/7 to get the things in the boxes and sent out. This is a real normal person sending it out, most likely from their local post office, and so it's not going to be quick at all. I will be sure to talk about it on the podcast when I eventually get it. I'm just counting it as an early Christmas present now from me to me. It's honestly taken so long, and I'm kind of surprised it hasn't arrived yet. A week or two ago, I opened a Pokemon Celebrations tin. Celebrations is the 25th anniversary set, and I got decent things. I didn't get anything good in my Chilling Reign pack, but in one of my packs, I got the normal Professor's Research with Professor Oak's arm on the card. We talked about that a couple episodes ago. If you want to hear about Celebrations, go back and listen through them. But it looks really cool, and I'm really happy that I got it. Then in my second pack, I got a base set reprint Venusaur, which is currently, it's fluctuating between $7 and $6.50. I'll check what it is right now. It is $6.89 as of November 28th. I think it looks really cool. And then I pulled a Zamazenta V. Zamazenta is Zacian's shield dog counterpart. The Zamazenta is literally only a couple cents. I think it's 56 cents the last time that I checked. As of right now, it is 76 cents, which is confusing, to say the least. It's a 76 cent V, but it does kind of make sense that the base set Venusaur is going to be more than the Zamazenta V, because the base set Venusaur, everybody's going to be wanting that because it looks just like a Venusaur from the base set, and so it's cool and you want it, and so everybody's buying it for a high price and yada yada yada. Now I'm going to get into our news. Today I'm going to be discussing the new set coming out in February. So for those of you who are tired of getting new sets almost every month, we had Chilling Reign, then Evolving Skies, then Celebrations, and then Fusion Strike. They're just back to back, like with only 2 months in between. We have a full 2-3-ish months to wait for Pokemon TCG Brilliant Stars. Overflowing with light, Arceus VSTAR descends from on high to share its celestial powers with other Pokemon V. Discover glimmering constellations and start your journey towards stellar greatness in the Pokemon TCG Sword and Shield Brilliant Stars expansion. It features over 170 new cards, 4 brand new Pokemon V-Star, which is apparently another V variant. That'll be interesting. 20 powerful Pokemon V and 3 enormous Pokemon VMAX, 30 cards with special art in the Trainer Gallery subset, and more than 20 new trainer cards and a special energy card. That sounds pretty cool. All of the cards that we know of so far are Charizard V, Charizard V-Star, Moltres, Arceus V, Arceus V-Star, Sharon's Care, Kindler, Magma Basin, and Double Turbo Energy. That is the special energy. My thoughts on this set, I have mixed feelings, leaning more towards good feelings. I'm glad that we're getting a new set, obviously, and it sounds really cool, But it feels like they're adding so many V variants, and they're kind of milking it just to get a lot of different content from the Vs. You have Vs, V Maxes, V Unions, and now V Stars. What's next? V Pancake? I do know that the V Stars are pretty, I'd say, beefy in battle. I will read you a little about Pokemon VSTAR, courtesy of the Pokemon website, Pokemon.com. We recently got a sneak peek at Pokemon VSTAR, a new gameplay mechanic coming to the TCG. We have more details about Pokemon VSTAR and other cards that will be released in Brilliant Stars, which comes out on February 25th, 2022. Mark your calendars, February 25th. Pokemon VSTAR evolved from Pokemon V like a VMAX. Each Pokemon V-Star has a really powerful V-Star power, and each player can only use one V-Star power per game. Kind of like a GX attack. They come in two of varieties, abilities and attacks, and they can both drastically change the course of a battle. As you might expect, Pokemon V-Star have very high HP and very high damage attacks to back up their V-Star powers. Like Pokemon V, you're rewarded with only 2 prize cards when they're knocked out. 2? I would expect it to be 3 for something so powerful as a V-Star. Here we're going to take a closer look at a couple Pokemon V-Star you'll find in Brilliant Stars. Arceus V-Star. The mythical Pokemon Arceus appears as a V-Star with the Starbirth V-Star power. Not Starburst, Starbirth. Bro, you want some Starbirth? I'm just going to call that attack Starburst. So, Arceus V-Star, use Starburst. It's actually Starbirth. The ability lets you search your deck for up to 2 cards to put in your hand. With this ability, you'll be able to snag the cards you need no matter the situation. Arceus V-Star also has the Trinity Nova attack, which does 200 damage and allows you to search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon V in any way you like. First thoughts. Beefy as heck. Just listen to this. 200 HP, an attack for only 3 energy that does 200 damage, and you can attach 3 energy cards, 3 basic energy cards from your deck to your Pokemon V any way you like. And its ability that you can only use once per game, you can search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them in your hand. But it's not like you need an energy to charge it or anything. It's just a free 2 cards whenever. This is going to be a game changer. I need this for my decks. I'll also need the corresponding Arceus V, of course, if I want to add it to any decks. But what's so amazing about this Arceus V is it's so versatile because it's a normal type. You can add this to any deck and you don't have to change your deck to fit its energy because it can use any energy, which is just insane. Then there's Charizard V-Star. It has the Starblaze V-Star power, which hits for a massive 320 damage. You have to discard 2 energy from Charizard V-Star, but it's sure to prove useful against even the strongest opponent. For its other attack, it can use Explosive Fire, 130 plus. If this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, this attack does 100 more damage, and that costs 2 fire energy and 1 of any energy. That's crazy. Your opponent should definitely get nervous when you bring your Charizard V-Star into play. Yeah, definitely, Pokemon.com. Wow, these V-Stars are gonna be out of this world, literally, because they come from space. Ha 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 ha. Do they come from space? I don't know. We should debate whether they come from space. I'll debate that with K-dog next episode. In addition to the incredible V-Stars, Brilliant Stars has plenty of other great cards, many of which work well in decks that feature V-Stars. Here are some other cards you should keep your eye on. Arceus V, which is what I will need if I want to play that legendary Arceus V-Star. Trinity Charge. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon V in any way you like. Then shuffle your deck. Then Power Edge for 130. Trinity Charge takes 2 of any energy, and Power Edge takes 3 of any energy. Pretty good. Arceus V is useful for building up a sturdy foundation. Its Trinity Charge attack lets you search your deck for up to 3 basic energy and attach them to your Vs. It's a great way to prepare your team to unleash a lot of punishment. Yeah, Honestly, you're going to be able to crush the game. Even if Arceus V gets knocked out like that, you've got your Vs charged up on your bench. If I have a Pincurchin V that needs 3 energy to do 130, I think, damage, I can charge him up in 1 turn. And instantly, I'm protected in case my Arceus V gets knocked out. Then, if my opponent can't do any damage to me, or I can do it again the next turn and power up like another V on my bench. It's insane. The art for all these cards also looks great. We will have a link to the articles in the description, as we always do. Charizard V can evolve into Charizard VSTAR, but don't overlook its own impressive attacks. Incinerate does 90 damage, but before doing damage, discard all Pokemon tools from your opponent's active Pokemon. Overpowered. Imagine they have like this, if they have, what is it called? Cape of Toughness? I think that's all your Pokemon except GX or V get plus 50 HP, or like the Pokemon this card is attached to, except for GX or V, gets plus 50 HP. Imagine, that's the thing that Incinerate wouldn't let you knock out. Say the guy has 90 HP or something. He's got 100 HP, and then you'd only do 90 with Incinerate, which wouldn't knock it out. But then you knock off the Cape of Toughness before you do the damage, and boom, you knocked him out when you didn't think you would. It also has Heat Blast, which can be used to do a whopping 180 damage, but it costs 4 energy. There's also going to be a Leafeon and Glaceon V-Star, and there are going to be promo boxes for each of those, which include a couple packs. Let me see how many. A couple booster packs, and it features a Leafeon V, Leafeon V-Star, and then a Jumbo Leafeon V-Star. It looks like it includes 4 or so packs. That's how many I can see in the image. Of course, there's also a version for Glaceon, too, if you're a fan of Glaceon more than Leafeon. I don't know if there will be any other boxes. I think a list of all the product boxes was released recently, but we're not going to get into that in this episode. Remember, it releases February 25th. So, overall thoughts on this whole set. It's going to be really good. And not only for collectors, but also for competitive players. I, being both, am very excited for it, because there are going to be the cards that can rake me in the big bucks on my card shop, Pawzy Puppy Cards on TCGplayer.com, and there's going to be the cards that can give a big bang in the battles. It's going to be amazing, and I'm super excited for this. I'm also glad that they're spacing it out from Fusion Strike and not just bombarding us with sets, because especially around Christmas time, nobody wants another new set to buy. Because, like, if you want to go get the set, you're going to have to beat the holiday shoppers to it. And if you're holiday shopping for it, then that's even worse, because you're going to have to beat the other holiday shoppers. It's a good thing that they're releasing it next year, and 2 months into next year. So, I'm very glad for that. I also have an email today. This is from my friend Bumboy. It says, "It's Bumboy. Do you play any Pokemon games? Also, we should trade cards sometime." Yes, I play Pokemon Sword. I used to play Let's Go Pikachu. I play Pokemon Go sometimes. Haven't played as much lately. And I play Pokemon Unite. And I think that's about it. Yeah. So, I do agree we should trade cards sometime. I really want to trade cards. You have some good ones. He has an Umbreon EX from Fates Collide that I really want that Umbreon EX. Bumboy, if you're listening, hit me up with your Umbreon EX, bro. What you want for it? And finally, today we have a card of the day. And that card is going to be one of the most expensive cards in all of Fusion Strike, Mew VMAX. This is the alternate art. It has 310 HP and has an attack for 2 of any energy called Cross Fusion Strike. Choose one of your benched Fusion Strike Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. That's really cool. That's honestly a great attack. Only 2 energy. Say you have a Fusion Strike V that takes like 5 energy to do that attack, and it's on your bench, you can do it with this Mew VMAX for only 2 energy. Then we have Max Miracle for 2 of Psychic Energy, 130 damage. This attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So I think that means, like, I don't know if that means weakness and resistance. That's really good. The art is beautiful. It's like a giant Mew crashing into, I don't know, it looks like a bridge, and the cars and the buses and the phone booths are flying everywhere. You can see there's a bunch of buses, like a big bus or train swirling around it. It looks really cool. And it is $115.63. Mew VMAX. Good battle-wise? Absolutely. Like I said, you got a Fusion Strike V on your bench, takes a ton of energy to charge up one of its attacks. Just use Mew VMAX. Only 2 energy. Crazy. I can see so many good plays with this Mew VMAX. And then its Max Miracle attack is pretty good. Its HP is amazing, 310. That is beefy, which allows for much more damage to be placed upon your opponent's Pokemon, and therefore further crushing them into defeat, and you claim your victory, which is always good. We all love claiming victory in Pokemon battles. And then, collection-wise, also great. It looks great, it's valuable, and it's really cool. And it's from the latest set as of right now, so pretty cool. The normal version of it, the non-alternate art, has the same attacks. It just looks nowhere near as cool. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's episode of the Pokesino Club podcast. If you enjoyed listening, please consider following wherever you listen to this podcast on, whether it be Spotify, Acast, Apple Podcasts, anything. I am Pawzy Puppy. You can find me at youtube.com/PawzyPuppy. You can't find K-dog anywhere yet, but you can expect to find him somewhere soon. If you would like to email the show, the new email address is podcast@Pokesino.club. That is our new email address. For a few weeks, we're still going to be accepting emails to the old address, for old listeners. And we have it set up so they route to the same inbox. But now we have a more secure non-Gmail email. And so instead of PokesinocLub@gmail.com, it is podcast@Pokesino.club. There will be a link to it in the description if you're confused on how to spell anything or can't remember it. It'll just be in the description for you if you would like to email the show. We do not have a whole lot of emails, and so we'd really appreciate it if you send an email, whether that be asking a question, complimenting the show, asking our opinion on something, starting a little debate on like which is better, which is which one should be this, blah, blah, blah. We would absolutely love it if you send an email. And if you do not tell us what you want to be called on the show, we're just going to say anonymous, because we just want to protect everyone's identities, and we don't want to call you by your email or name unless you want to be called by your email or name. Any articles used in the podcast will be linked in the description, as well as images that we mentioned. So that Mew VMAX image will be in the description. Anyways, thanks for listening. May Pokesino be with you.